What's our show called again?
Misery Lounge Gossip.
This episode of Misery Lounge Gossip is brought to you by Audible, Squarespace.
Download my Squarespace.
Download my premium Snapchat.
I can send you pictures of forbidden things.
Hello! Welcome to... I forgot what it's called again. Misery Lounge Gossip, the show, the podcast, the game, the sequel, the show, the squeakle.
The squeakle.
I am your host, Sadie, and this is my co-host.
Also Sadie. I lied to you all. I'm sorry. It's the first episode and I lied. My name is Lucas.
Oh boy.
I'm a liar. I'm a cheat.
I'm not ready for that. I am so excited for all of the raging support that we've had for this podcast, and we are finally at episode number 1. And it's gonna be special.
It's gonna be special.
Are you excited?
I'm pretty pumped.
You know what,
I'm a little pumped.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. Anyways, you know what I really appreciate about you?
What?
Is that you're my only friend that goes along with my very impulsive decisions that normally should just be shut down. And although I can't recommend this behavior, it is a lot of fun.
I'm a bad influence.
No, I don't think that's the issue. I think you're just an enabler.
I'm a bad influence.
But, you know, normally when I come to, like, my friends with, like, these ideas or whatever, I usually get one of two responses. One is like, oh yeah, let's do it, and then they don't.
It just doesn't.
Yeah. Or they're like, yeah, I don't think we are going to be able to do that. But, like, with you, it's like, let's start a band, okay? Or, like, let's learn a different language. Okay, let's do a podcast. All right.
Okay.
And we came up with this idea today. Wait, I messed up the intro, too. This is a what is it called again? Misery Lounge Gossip. Wow, that's gonna be so hard if we have to get a different name. Anyways, this is Misery Lounge Gossip, the podcast where we do not talk about Pearl Jam. Not once will you hear us talk about Pearl Jam.
We're talking about Pearl Jam.
No, we're not. We're talking about not talking about Pearl Jam. We're not talking about Pearl Jam. We don't do that on this show. It's not that kind of show.
Mean Pearls.
If you come thinking that you're going to listen to a podcast about Pearl Jam,
you came to the wrong place.
You are in the wrong place. You're lost. Get
out of here. We don't need you here.
We won't be discussing any Pearl Jam related topics. So
I know nothing
they'll say
about
that we
Pearl
didn't.
Jam.
Neither do I. It's never stopped me before, but it is going to stop me today. I am not going to be talking about Pearl Jam.
Okay. Let's get on with the podcast about not talking about Pearl Jam.
Yeah, okay. So,
you said discussion topic was a surprise.
It is a surprise, but before we get into the discussion topic, I want to ask about you. And obviously I know you, but this is episode number 1. And I want to know what you're all about.
What am I all about?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I think I'm about nothing. Whatever. I'm a Massachusetts, and I draw, and
is that what you guys are called?
Music in my garage.
Wait.
No.
You're not called Massachusetts.
I don't know what we're called. Massachusettsians? Masha people?
Mash.
Mash. Monster Massachusetts.
Sorry. That was the part I got caught up on. You said a lot after that. but then my brain tuned it out because I was like, we're called Idahoans. We Idahoites.
Idahoans.
That's what we were called, and it's actually quite a common term here. So I don't know if every state uses that.
Probably not. I don't know.
Texans and Californians are the other two that I hear, but like
Texites.
Californiites.
Californiite.
Anyways,
Californite.
let's move on to you because I interrupted you.
I was done.
What did you say?
I said I'm a Massachusettsite who draws and makes terrible music in his garage. Even though this is not a garage, this is a walk-in closet.
Yeah, that's not. I don't know why you said that. Anyways,
those are two different things.
Your art is amazing, and I really love it. And your music is rad. And
I'm gonna scream.
Do what you want. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I, you know, I think we should get guests on the show at some point. The problem is that I have no friends, and you're the only person I talk to right now.
I don't have friends.
Maybe we'll get fake guests, like on Comedy Bang Bang.
Yeah, let's interview ourselves.
What are
you all about?
What am I all about?
Yeah, what are you all about?
I stay up all day. I sleep up all night. I am an artist, and I am the co-founder of our in beta band, Mystery Gossip Lounge. And I was not born in 1989.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What even happened in 1989?
I don't think anything happened.
No, I don't think anything happened.
So when people told you that you were good at podcasting, were they lying?
I think they're pretty lying.
Sorry, it's pretty mean to start off.
No, usually I have a premise. This time, I ain't got no premise.
We'll have a premise in a second. Chill out. It's the first episode.
I'm huffy. I'm screaming. I'm literally screaming and crying right now.
I am laughing.
Haha.
Anyways, I just want to get a feel for your person.
My person? I don't own a person.
Like a dog. A dog has a person. Who's your person?
I don't know. My person is you.
Oh, I own you like a dog?
Bark.
What kind of, if you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be?
Bad one. Yeah!
There are no bad dogs. There are only good boys.
I think a bad dog
the one outside.
The one that keeps barking and waking me up at like 4 a.m.
I think you should get earplugs. I think that's a pretty simple solution.
I do have earplugs and they don't work. So ha.
Why don't they work?
Because they're loud. Them dogs.
Why don't you tell them that the dog is loud? Or is that annoying?
I do.
You do?
I say, hey, can you keep your dog down?
You tell them that to their face?
Yeah.
What do they say?
I'm sorry.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't know, just a really tiny one.
Oh.
I think his name is Patrick, because I keep hearing the person outside scream, Patrick!
Well, I guess it's better than just stealing Jenna Marbles' name for her dog, which is what I did.
No, hers is Kermit. Yours is Kermie. Those are two different things.
She calls her dog Kermie.
Mm.
However, I do have more names for him as a branch off of Kermie that she does not use, like Burmy.
Kermie.
And Beamy.
Pay me.
That sounds like James.
Baby.
That's Seal.
So lots of babies.
Bradbury. That's
Bradbury.
Ethan Bradbury.
Yo,
our intro
Ethan
should just be,
Bradbury.
I'm Mo Bradbury, I'm Ethan Bradbury, and this is the podcast where we don't talk about Pearl Jam.
Yo, I'm Mo Bradbury.
I'm Ethan Bradbury.
This is a podcast where we don't talk about Pearl Jam.
I think you should do the intro.
I do intros, man.
Okay. Just don't get cocky.
I do intros, man. Well, this one already got an intro, so ha.
Yeah, I'll work on it in the future. This is, we should have done, like, a rough draft first. It's fine.
This could be the rough draft if you want it to be.
No, we're already waist deep. I'll just leave it.
We're wasted deep.
You know why they call me waist deep?
Why?
You have to go to jail to find out.
What do I need to do to go to jail?
So I ate this is not related, by the way.
No, it's very related.
It's not at all. I ate a Swiss roll today, and Swiss rolls taste different every single time that I eat them. And they're always pretty good, and I always crave them all the time, but, like, I ate it and I was like, man, it's like a surprise. It's like, I feel like the mystery flavored, like, Dum-Dums and Airheads always, like, taste the same to me, or at least, like, very generic, just mixed fruit flavor. But every time I eat the same brand of Swiss roll, I'm just like, man, it never stops surprising me.
Does it taste like Henway?
I'm not falling for that.
But does it taste like Henway?
Yeah, it tastes a little bit like Henway.
That's unfortunate. I don't like Henway.
Anyway. Do you know what we are going to talk about today?
I do not.
I sent you the agenda.
What did you send me? You did not send me.
I sent you the agenda, but did you not read it?
Where is it?
I'm joking. It's a surprise.
Did it get lost in the mail?
It got lost in the mail. We came up with this podcast today. It got lost in the mail. Anyways.
My agenda.
So I have this small. Okay, actually, before I get to the real topic, just for kicks and giggles, I thought I would look up, like, some things that other people do and some ideas that other people have to do on podcasts. Most of them are, like, talk to famous people, and I'm like,
oh, you're talking to the most famous person in the world right here.
Well, I ain't never heard of you.
I'm Mick Jagger.
Oh, never mind. I have heard of you. Anyways.
Oi, I'm Mick Jagger.
No, I don't think he was.
Like. I don't think
British,
he sounds like that.
or whatever that was. Demon.
He is British.
I know he was weird looking.
I know, and
he was in the Rolling Stones. And
I know he's British.
Kesha mentioned him in her song, and Maroon 5 mentioned him in their song.
Those are two vastly different talents. One actually has talent.
Who, Kesha?
Maroon 5.
Kesha does have talent. And Adam Levine is a goose.
I got goose energy.
Yeah. But you don't have Adam Levine energy. It's a Venn diagram where they don't overlap.
Adam Levine, more like Adam, my peen.
There was one suggestion for a podcast idea I saw that just made me laugh, and I don't remember where I saw it, but it said a full hour-long podcast that is an hour-long ad for Stamps.com, sponsored by Squarespace. So it was like, yeah, that's not at all what I was looking for. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Stamp Land.
So I just came
where
up.
we talk about stamps.
I came up with my own topics because I was like, everyone else's topics are lame, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to do the same thing every week. So I was like,
no.
You know, I mean, some of them are. No, never mind. I haven't really seen people do any of these. I'm sure they've been done though. But you know, these are just ideas that I thought of that I thought would be kind of fun to talk about.
Yeah.
So for today, I thought we would talk about the difference, compare and contrast Gen Z humor and baby boomer humor, and talk about them.
Boomer humor.
Discuss maybe the formats for them,
intermingle.
the good and the terrible things about them, and maybe come to a conclusion of which one is better. In our subjective opinion. Oof.
No, our opinions are fact.
Objective opinion.
Yeah. This is the discourse.
Is that the name of our podcast?
No, it's not.
Oh, I don't know why you said that.
Okay. Let's talk about which one should we bring up first?
Do you want to go in chronological order?
Okay.
Start with Boomer.
Yeah,
my dog's name's Boomer. I don't call him that. I call him Kermie.
My dog's name's Boomer.
Anyways.
Boomer.
So, baby boomer is also kind of a broad term. I know that
they shoot babies. They get a lot of them out.
How many dead babies does it take to pay a bar? Anyways.
Okay.
There's a joke no one's gonna think is funny.
How many dead babies?
So House just made a video about this recently. Have you seen their video on the baby boomer, like, quote unquote memes?
I have not.
I guess they're memes. A lot of them are in the style of like a political cartoon or like a single panel comic. That's how they speak. You know, Gen Z kids speak with deep fried images and
baby boomers communicate solely. And baby boomers communicate solely through, Heathcliff.
Yo, my brother loves Heathcliff. That's actually really funny that you bring that up. My brother is 30 years old, and he loves Heathcliff. My siblings are old. He thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, and I watched it with him, and I was like, this is like Garfield if it was not anything that makes Garfield like a funny character.
Yeah, it's
just like a dumb cat.
It's a cat with a helmet that says Kale on it, and that's the joke.
It doesn't say Kale on his helmet.
No, there's a comic. It's like a one-panel comic where he's just sitting at like a lemonade stand-esque thing, but there are a bunch of hats that say different things, and then like he's wearing a hat that says Kale, and I think the caption was something like, he's real popular with the kids. And that was the joke.
That's a Gen Z meme. That sounds like it would be a baby boomer meme, but that straight up has the uncanny valley quality of a Gen Z meme.
Yeah, I think the primary difference is that Gen Z is very uncanny valley.
Gen Z is all about feeling uncomfortable.
It is.
And
it's all
baby
about
boomer
them.
humor is all about
comforting
yeah,
yourself.
let's make ourselves feel better by making fun of people who are different than us. Okay, obviously I'm a little biased already. I don't want to do that.
No, be biased.
Okay, well, the main gripe that I have with these boomer memes are And obviously, I mean, I don't think they really get made that often anymore because they're all dead now. But like a common theme is they really have something against the usage of modern
Cell phones.
technology.
Oh, is it that like this is 14 and I'm 14 and this is deep thing?
No. This is like I am 95 and I think I'm better than you.
Isn't I'm 95 and this is my hot take. Cell phone bad.
Book good. Back in my day we read books. People don't read anymore. They look on their phones and don't read a single word.
they,
It's actually
they just look at images.
I always say like, oh, I don't read because it's not that often that I pick up a book and read it like from paper. But it's not even fair to say that because I'm reading all the time on my cell phone. All I do is
Yeah.
read. So like I start to like doubt like if I was not a very comprehensive reader in school, and I still struggle with it a little bit, but I had a hard time reading out loud and then the teacher being like, okay, so what just happened? And I'd be like, dude, I don't know. My brain turned off. I was just
Oh
saying
yeah, my brain just
things.
shuts off when I read out loud.
And I always worry about that like, oh, maybe I have comprehensive issues with my reading, but then I'm like especially if I'm not reading a lot, that it'll get worse. But I'm like, I'm reading all the time.
Yeah.
All I do is
It's
read.
just that you actually have to care about what you're reading.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's the difference. But they always seem to I mean, specifically smartphones and tablets, they seem to really not like in
In these
these
semi-political
political
cartoons.
it is a little bit well, I guess it's I don't know if it can be counted as political.
Look.
It looks political.
Let me put a scenario in your head. Okay, this is a
Should I
play-by-play
close my
of
eyes?
your. Yes, close your eyes and picture it. You're a mom, right?
Okay.
You're going through a lot of stress. Your kid has just moved out.
Why would
Okay.
that make okay.
He doesn't call you for like 10 years. And then you ask, "Hey, what are you doing with your life?" And then just remember all the pain you had to go through raising that kid, all of the fights, all of the talking back, all of the sass,
but I
all of
trade
just the delinquency. And then he calls you after 10 years and says, "Hey, Ma, I'm a political cartoonist." What do you do?
I'd just hang up. I wouldn't like do anything drastic about like look, okay. I would not disown my son for being a political well how old is he? Why is he a political cartoonist? Who makes political cartoons still?
48-year-old white men.
I guess I've seen a fair amount about like Trump and Hillary and stuff, but like I feel like political cartoons were
I think they're the lowest form
the lowest form of
artistry.
art.
Yeah,
like
just political cartoons. If you make a political cartoon and you think that you have a hot take, let me just tell you, you don't.
You know, I drew a picture. I drew a picture of myself, with the words "e-sheriff" on my shirt. Does that count as a political cartoon? I'm labeling myself as the e-sheriff.
Ah, yes, it's very political. What party do you belong to? E-sheriff.
I'm the e-sheriff. That I'm the sole member of the e-sheriff party. So I'm technically third party, but I am
vote for me.
I am the e-sheriff. I am not associated. So what you don't know about the political spectrum is people think of the political spectrum as from left to right on a straight line that just goes, you know, from total government control and then to the middle where most Americans are and then to the right where there's no government control. People think of it as a straight flat line, but actually there is a point
where it goes up
at the top and it becomes a triangle.
That top?
That top is
Cowboys.
the E-sheriff. That's me. So I am north leaning. I am the E-sheriff. E-police.
I'm an E-thought. Arrest me, coward.
Okay.
I don't hear the police calling.
You know what we're not talking about right now?
Pearl Jam?
Yeah, that's true, but I was going to talk about the subject at hand.
Yes.
But I think I know that a comment, and I am a little bit biased just because of I am a Gen Z rascal, and
Gen Z.
I thought I was millennial, and then I already didn't want to admit to that because it has such a negative connotation, and then I found out I was Gen Z, and I felt like an actual fetus baby. It was like
a fetus baby as opposed to a fetus adult.
Yeah. So like, but I've come to terms with it now because I'm like, whatever. It's just the year I was born, and whatever. But like, I am a little bit biased because of I definitely grew up in
with E.
No, I didn't grow up with E. I'm old enough to have not grown up with E. Although I am the E-sheriff. I was born with that. That's not the same. The E is not in reference to the E meme. That's not even... What is it? What is that? Huh?
It's the cynical anti-meme that everyone wanted.
Right, and I think that's a lot of modern memes, but we'll get to that in a sec.
And then I made my own spin on it that's a million times funnier, where I just say H, you know?
You didn't come up with that. That's
really funny.
You didn't come up with that.
I'm pretty sure I came up with the letter H.
My mom is... Never mind, I shouldn't have said that.
Your mom is H.
We don't need to bring her into this. Never mind. But but I have I would have to find them, but I do have some boomer memes. Well, are they memes if they were made like by old people?
Boomer jokes.
Images that older people can relate to.
Images.
And I have to... Okay, so I have, like, a bunch of them. And I guess I just don't know where they are anymore.
If you find them, just send them in the chat so, you know, we can give
our
political commentary.
I got it. A lot of these are, like... So I know that Gen Z kids get... And millennials. Younger people get a huge reputation for, like, needing to be coddled for, like, safe spaces and whatever, and that's a little bit political as well. But, like, you want to know what people just constantly just look to things to be in an echo chamber of their own opinions so that they never have to deal with people that think different ever. It's freaking people born in the 50s or 60s or whatever. Like, there are so... I have to send you these. I have one in particular. There's a signature. It's someone Mark. It's done by Mark. Anyways. And it says, Mark. If Abbey Road was released today, and it's a political cartoon, like comic style drawing of the Beatles, and they're walking across Abbey Road, and they're looking at their phone, and then there's a guy. They're all looking at their phones in their respective costumes and, you know, whatever. And then there's a guy in the background that is, like, swerving his car to not hit them, and I'm like, okay, it is not drawn this way in this picture, because they just want to make people who look at their phones while they walk look like bad people, which is, I mean, be mindful of your surroundings, but you can look at your phone while you walk. That's not a sin. And also, that is not what Abbey Road would look like if it was released today. You're just being stupid because you hate technology.
You know what Abbey Road would look like if it was released today, though?
What?
It would be like Ringo in like SoundCloud rapper attire.
What's SoundCloud rapper attire?
You know, just tattoos all over the place.
I don't think that counts as attire.
Really not technically clothing. It's essentially just wearing a garbage bag and some earrings.
With holes in it?
That's a
Kanye West look.
But only Ringo is modernized. Everyone else is the same.
Well, 2 of them are dead, also.
Also, 3 of them are not Ringo.
So, you think Abbey Road would just be a Ringo solo album?
No, I just think that there are not 4 Beatles, and it's just Ringo.
Yeah. That's what that is.
It's true.
But what really ticks me off is that so of course they drew it differently because they have a point to get across, but in the original Abbey Road, they are walking across a crosswalk that has the white lines painted on the road where pedestrians walk, specifically like where they can walk and cars won't just hit them. So
like a crosswalk.
There's this car like swerving in the background like he's gonna crash trying to avoid hitting the Beatles with this car. And I'm like, you really didn't see these 4 dudes just like meandering just out walking in the road, and you had like, maybe you're the one with the driving problem if you have to swerve to not hit these people that do not look like they are going at a quick pace. And one of them is barefoot.
Can I see this image?
Yes, I will send it to you. But it's just like,
if Abbey Road was released today.
It's like the main theme. Okay, there are 2 like main themes with boomer memes that rhyme.
My favorite part is that they're walking in different directions.
I know, they're all walking in the same direction in Abbey Road, and for some reason, half of them are walking in the opposite direction. I don't know what that means either. I noticed it, but I didn't really think about it.
I appreciate the impact text.
Well, that's the only text they know. That's the only text I know.
That's the only impact font. Well, no, it's the only font that they have. That's the only impact.
But
I'm really good at talking.
Yeah, that's why we have a podcast.
This is a really beautifully rendered.
Really? Because I hate it. I hate it.
My favorite part is the slight crust of the JPEG.
Yeah, that's probably my fault.
No, because I picture it being shared on Facebook like a million times.
Right, and it gets screenshotted so many times that it just gets crustier and crustier every time. That's probably what happened before it got to me. But
if
okay.
The worst image I've ever seen.
You liked it 4 seconds ago.
I'm on an emotional roller coaster.
So am I, dude. But the 2 categories that you can fit almost every like boomer joke into is phone bad, book good, which is a category lots of people have been using on YouTube lately to describe people who are trying to be deep by just saying phones are bad and books are good, despite not explaining why other than it's different. And then the other one is like weird old people sexual talk. So it's like not sexy and not funny. It's just like, my husband's body is gross. And then he's like, yep. It's like, That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
I guess. Does it matter that much? Also, it's about... There's a third category. I'm sorry, I lied. The third category is unhappy marriage. Where it's like, my wife sucks. I wish I could tune my wife out. And I'm like, ugh.
And then she's like, yup.
I do not respect my elders if my elders are the people who are just constantly talking about their weird old bodies and hating their wife. I don't respect that. You have to give me something better to respect. I'm not going to respect you just because you're old and racist.
I'm old. I'm allowed to be racist.
If you fight in a war, you're allowed to be a little bit racist.
TM.
But I do have more. I will pull up more so I can read them to you because they do give me the giggos. So there's one. This one is a little bit... Well, I don't know. Okay. So it's another super crusty image, and I'll send it to you in a... You know what? I'll just send it to you now, so we can both talk about it.
Yeah, so we can just have a discussion about this crusty image.
I'm a little unprepared. I hope you can forgive me. So it's a...
Can I do a dramatic reading?
Okay. There are lots of things to point out. First of all...
Alright.
Okay, well, let me describe it first. For the people listening, which is no one is listening. It is a woman, presumably the wife, who is oddly
a woman, presumably.
She is very oddly shaped, especially in the arm area.
I just noticed. It
looks like a deflated balloon.
It's like a sausage, and then it gets like turned into a spike, but then the end of the spike turns into a slightly smaller sausage.
And then it has a finger.
It's allegedly a finger.
Okay, anyways. I can't do it. She is looking... Presumably, she's supposed to be looking out the window, but to me, it kind of looks like she's just looking at a blue screen. Like, that comes up when there's, like, an error. And then there's a man, presumably a husband, reading the newspaper on his lounge chair, and none of the perspective makes any sense, and I'm pretty sure these images were not supposed to be in the same image. I'm pretty sure, even though none of it looks good, I'm pretty sure all of these things were drawn at different times and then like clipped together on one picture.
Can I do a dramatic reading?
Yeah. You can read the dialogue?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I got blisters on me fingers.
No, that's not what it says.
Let me do it for if Abbey Road was released today. Let me do it again. I have blisters on my hands from the broom. Take the car next time. Laugh track.
First of all, not funny. I mean, what makes it funny? What makes it funny is looking at it and imagining someone drawing this bizarre-shaped woman in this dress that is, like, not suitable for any occasion.
For work.
You shouldn't wear it at any time.
Don't wear it to work.
And I think the husband just broke out of jail because he's wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Oh yeah, and the pants, because the pants and the shirt are the same color.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume they're attached since they're the same color. But also, it's like, other than the fact that the woman's face sort of looks like Mo Sislak from The Simpsons from the back.
It also kind of looks like Shaggy, but like the edge of the nose is like his chin, so he's just like looking upward.
Oh my gosh! I think this is Shaggy. I think this is Shaggy with a weird like
it's Shaggy from that scene in one of the live action Scooby Doo movies where he turns into a woman for some reason.
But no, he doesn't turn into a woman. He just also.
You know what
her
my
feet
favorite
are
part?
stepping into little holes. She's like on her tippy
heels.
toes on little holes in the ground.
She has the high heels, like pose with the feet, but there's no heels. It's just weird nub.
She's stepping on the balls of her feet with the heels up, except that I think it's supposed to be slippers, maybe. Except that her really heels are in the air, so it looks like she's just tiptoeing into little holes in the ground.
It also kind of looks like she has hooves, and then there's just randomly a little nub on the side of the leg.
Yeah, you know, like,
by this image.
Like, you know that little bone by your ankle? I guess it's that. And then she's got hooves.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but then it just looks like
I don't think it's supposed to be. They look... Maybe she got stung by bees.
You know what's... My favorite newspaper is the one where all the images are just black squares.
That says a lot about our society.
We live in a society.
But the part that makes me laugh so much is that obviously she's supposed to be looking outside, but the blue outside of the quote-unquote window is like 100% blue, like
gamut, Windows like, blue screen,
yeah, like
blue.
Ultramarine blue. So it looks like she's just like either like staring at like just a painting that's just blue and she's like hypnotized by it, or like
just like a broken
she's staring at computer. A blue screen with an error on it and the words haven't come up yet.
I have blisters on my hands from the broom.
But the problem with that,
you know what's a really good addition to this image? Just at the bottom corner, there's a pair of eyes, and it says Uncle Louise.
Uncle Louise? Is it a U?
Yes.
It's somebody's watermark with little cartoon eyeballs on it, but it's so like crusty and it cuts off. I don't know who that is. Yeah, all of these are watermarked, by the way. They really do not want people forgetting who made these pictures. Most of them are watermarked from like stock image companies. So, anyways,
the one thing you need to do to make this a Gen Z thing is to like broil it, and then just at the bottom have like a picture of Peter Griffin, and then it just says, "This says a lot about society."
I think to make this a Gen Z picture, you do have to deep fry it. That's a must. You can like distort it, like make something like really disgusting. Blown up. Replace the dialogue and just make it say something like,
H.
No, it can't all just be H. Make it say something like, I don't even know. I'm in boomer mode. I can't remember what Gen Z memes are going on right now.
Like this,
maybe like a men's locker room meme where she's 4. Like, I remember being in the girls' locker room and we were all afraid of a cockroach. And then he's like, we used to sing the Halo theme in the men's locker room or something. I don't know.
That's just late stage, like when Gen Z people are like 40 gazillion years old or whatever, they're just gonna make memes that are that. I think it says a lot about today's society.
I think if we combine the two forces, it can make a very great thing. But also, most of the other ones I have, and I'm not going to go through all of them because all of them are the same. They're all the same, and it's just phones are bad.
Marriage or a phone.
Yeah, and although it is very mild, I do see the blisters one as like an insult to his wife because he's like, "Oh yeah, my wife's a witch" or something. I don't understand. It seems rude, but I don't know why. It's just confusing.
What does this mean?
But every other one I have is just like,
oh, I just got it.
What?
It's not funny, but I just got it.
You mean, like, yeah, because she's, like, flying on...
Yeah, because
she's talking about sweeping the floor, but he's like, oh, well, you're a witch, you fly on a broom. I don't get it. That wouldn't happen. And I know that not all comedy has to be realistic to be funny, but is this a universe where I'm supposed to assume that witches exist? Or
I don't understand the lore of this image.
I don't understand. I want more. It needs to be clear. And it's giving me nothing, but it's showing me a lot of skin on this Moses lady. The shaggy lady.
As if this was released today, if Uncle Ooze was released today, they'd all be looking at phones.
Yeah, instead of reading the newspaper, he would just be looking at his phone, and that'd be the... You know, if this was a Gen Z meme, everything would be the same except the husband would be looking at his phone.
And then it says...
And then instead of saying Uncle Ooze, it would say...
Uncle Ooze.
This meme was made by Gangweed.
And then also, this meme was made by Uncle Uwu.
Yeah. But literally every other boomer meme is just the same, and it's just, I think those are broken websites. No matter how many times you click the pictures, nothing happens. And they're looking at a Dr. Seuss picture on a freaking comic book, and then there's like two crows talking, and is that a human? He's like, no, don't worry, it's a scarecrow. And he's like, how can you tell? And he's like, he's not looking at his phone. And then the other one says, OMG! And I'm like,
my...
There are so many other things you could complain about younger people, and the one that you choose is that we have all of our information on the same device. You want me to freaking send you a telegraph? I don't understand what you want.
I do want you to send me a telegraph.
Wait, a telegraph or a telegram?
Send me both.
I don't know. I know what a telegram is.
Fax me.
Okay, actually, I am gonna sound like a huge baby right now. I actually have zero idea how fax machines work.
They scan a thing, and then they send it.
Yeah, but never mind. We'll talk about this. Is a discussion for a different episode. I don't understand how most things work.
The fax machine episode.
The fax machine episode. Teaching Sadie how fax machines work.
Episode 69 is gonna be that one.
You think we're gonna have 69 episodes of this? It's pretty ambitious.
Or maybe we could just label episode 2 episode 69.
So the next one we're doing that?
Yeah, this is gonna be called episode 69.
Okay. Anyways. But yeah, so I do have more, but they're all about just like phone bad, and we want to make ourselves feel better for that. So it's like there is structure to them, but it's so stupid. It's so stupid,
samey and boring and dumb.
It's like, anyways.
All right.
Let's move on to the Gen Z memes.
Gen Z memes.
I will just go on the Instagram Explore page and just see what kind of Gen Z material I can find. Oh, actually, okay, never mind it.
I have
podcast.
Podcast. What are we doing, podcast? Can I send you some good Gen Z humor?
A lot of the memes I see right now are just cat memes. That really, like, when
says a lot about our
when I sort of discovered memes back in like 2011 or 12-ish, you know, it was kind of a running joke that like cats will always rule the internet, and that has remained true.
That has not changed.
You know, the execution of it has changed, but cats have always been the most interesting subject on the internet. Always.
Yeah, it's really good.
And as a lover of cats, of course, I mean, I like that. But, like, it is very interesting that cats... That's not something, like, 10 years ago, you know, people would be like, oh yeah, you know, you just go on the internet and watch cat videos and whatever, and, you know, of course, cat videos were very different back then, but, like, that statement is not dated.
I know, it
That
hasn't.
is still true. I have a 10-hour compilation video that I click on that I sent to you one time that is 10 hours of cat purring. It's very, very relaxing.
Let me just say, Gen Z humor is very, very dependent on your knowledge of previous memes.
That is true, because
it's like a coral reef where it just keeps building on a bunch of dead things until it's like this weird structure, and then only people who've been around that long get it.
Yeah, because it's like...
Because let me just send you this. This is like a really prime example of it.
I'm not sure I understand the reference that you're trying.
Well,
if these go on YouTube, you have to put these on the screen, by the way.
Well, yeah, no heck.
Thank you for the censor.
Well, Minecraft, right?
I'm not entirely sure what... So, the thing you said okay, hold on! The thing you said right before sending me this was, a lot of Gen Z humor is reliant on you being knowledgeable of older memes, and then you sent me this, and I am like... I'm not recognizing this format. But it is making me feel something.
It's making you feel...
It's not my favorite meme, but it is my least favorite meme.
Let me just send you another one. I think this one's pretty good.
Wait. No, this isn't. Wait, I don't understand. Okay. So, is he supposed to have a cat mouth? Is that supposed to be the joke, or is there not a joke?
There's no joke. It's just...
He just has no mouth. Or is it like a cat mouth?
It's a cat mouth.
But that's where his chin normally is, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see it. You already sent me that.
Yeah, but you want to look at it again?
I guess so.
Jesus. So yeah, it's just a bunch of frame-broiled irony. So okay, let me break this down.
None of this is ironic. This is all just strange.
No, let me break down the irony of... Well, I don't know if it's irony, but the satire of some of these images. Okay?
Okay, I don't think either of those are the right term, but I know what you mean.
Let's start with, hey boy.
Okay, let's start with dummy thick hey boy.
So yeah.
Colonel. No.
Colonel.
And keep going.
So, you know this game, there's a pretty obscure indie game called Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like really, really popular on YouTube with all the Let's Play people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this guy who was like an animator. I think his name was like Slam a Cow or something. And then it's
what a freaking awful username.
He was real popular or whatever, and then the whole cringe culture thing happened.
The cringe apocalypse.
Yeah, the cringe apocalypse where it's like, Minecraft is cringy. And then, yeah, that happened, and then it was like, everyone, we hate Minecraft. Minecraft is gay, you know? And then it came back, and now people like Minecraft again.
Looks like it's a good game. I have fun playing it.
Yeah, a lot of memes are also based off nostalgia because the only thing people feel now is nostalgia, and it's really, really upsetting.
Living in the present is a waking nightmare, so we just go back to our past.
So when everyone eventually got nostalgic for Minecraft, they just like found all the old Minecraft videos they liked. So they just took an image from the Slam a Cow thing, right? And then
they made him dummy thick.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I'm confused on...
At the same time this was developing, Dummy Thick became a meme. Thick is the new for all you old people out there.
Thick is the new version of having a big booty.
No, thick is the new version of fat with a PH.
Yeah, but that was never like as big.
Yeah, but this is like bigger and thicker. So then they just
and now you know what's catching on now.
So then
after thick is dying. You know what's coming up? Thick.
What's coming up?
Yeah.
Like with a Q.
Yeah. Like THIQUE. Feet.
So yeah, then this is a culmination of that. And on top of that, they made it really low res, so it's making fun of internet image exchange. So it's really crusty.
I think the main difference between Gen Z memes and baby boomer memes are that Gen Z memes require so much prior knowledge, and boomer memes do not. Boomer memes are simple, and you understand them. Gen Z memes take intellect.
You need to have the big brain.
No, I mean, and they're not. It's like they don't have a structure because they know you already know what the structure is. It's like an addition to a conversation without having a complete sentence. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
when you know a friend so well that you kind of just can go like you can go M? Yeah, okay. There you go, and you both know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like having an inside joke where
a meme is essentially an inside joke,
any
but
sense,
from the internet.
But the people who were there understand what it means, and so it is funny to them, but to everybody else, it's like this isn't comedy.
All Gen Z humor is just inside jokes, but for the internet.
Yeah, I've always described memes that way. I remember
it's an inside joke for the internet.
When I was in middle school, it was like I saw a meme that was like, how do you describe memes to someone that doesn't know what they are? And I'm like, it's literally just an inside joke between you and everybody else on the internet. That's literally word for word what I used to say. It's because like everyone on the internet experiences and talks about the same things, and then we make jokes about them, and it's hard to understand if you are not a part of it while it happens. You know?
Yeah, and
like when I say like yup, like to people like people on the like you know what that is. Most people know what I'm doing, but like when I say that to other people, I'm like, there was this guy and he went to a suicide forest, found a dead body, and then his reaction was,
thought it was a good idea.
Like it's not funny, but it's funny because of how horrible it is, and also
it's funny because you're making fun of how toolish someone is.
Yeah, you want to make fun of Pro Jared?
Let's make fun of Pro Jared.
Imagine cheating on your wife. This post was made by Faithful Spouse Gang. This spouse... Dang it! This post was made by I Love My Wife Gang.
Yeah, I'm a gamer. Cheat on my wife.
He knows all the cheat codes.
Yes, I cheated. And I'm okay with that. That's why I give this a broken marriage out of 10.
Oh, he used to be so great. I really did like him. So it is very strange to find out, like...
He cheated on his wife.
However, I never liked James Charles. So watching him fall does not affect me emotionally.
James Charles is man but makeup, and he goes, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I always thought he was good at makeup, and he looked good with makeup, so my issue with him was never that he was a boy that wore makeup. There was just always something about him, and I'm not saying, like, I was able to tell early on, because I definitely wasn't, but, like, I was always just like, I don't know, he just kind of seems like, he seems like a thotty. He seems like a basic thotty, you know, but like a boy. Like, that doesn't make me like him. He is good at makeup, but I definitely lost interest in makeup videos by the time he was popular, so...
I do makeup videos.
You don't. You don't even make videos. They're all unlisted, and they're all very bizarre and frightening and
They're all
hoarse.
terrible and horse.
Anyways, so like...
Oh, should we discuss horse? Because I think we should discuss horse.
I think we should come to a conclusion on generational
Horse?
memes.
Oh, yeah,
Which one do you like more? Okay, so there's one with structure that is just like bias and coddling, and then there's one with no structure, but like is not horribly pandering, you know.
And it's also different because you got different genres.
Oh, there are different genres of memes. Wholesome memes.
Wholesome. I send my homies cursed images.
Cursed images are a really good one.
Like the images that are just beans, but in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Beans where beans should not be.
Yeah, that's just like funny. It's just like
because those ones are funny because they're in the uncanny valley between creepy and funny.
No, creepy is in the uncanny valley. Scary is on the other side. Yeah. Horror.
Unsettling. Because it's just so odd that it's technically humorous, but just like all of them are shot under really greasy lighting, and then a lot of them you just wonder how it happened.
Yeah, so...
And then just all of that happens at once, and then your reaction is laughing.
There are some, like, quote-unquote cursed images that I've seen that I am like... I can tell that they did this with the intention of being random, you know, like...
Yeah, but then there are ones that are just like from the ancient internet with no explanation.
Like the person on 4chan with all of those...
oh yeah, with all the Lola...
Yeah, with all the Lola
the
figures
Lola bunny
and
stuff.
Toys.
And then he's like, guess what I'm doing tonight, boys?
And then it comes up with 0 results on the reverse image.
So that's funny because
it makes me uncomfortable. And I'm okay with that because feeling uncomfortable is interesting. You know what's not interesting? Being told
cheating
over and over again that my generation is better than the younger one because they stop it. Yes, cheating on your wife sucks. Don't do that. This is the Fidelity podcast.
Here on Misery Lounge Gossip, we talk
I forgot that that's what our show was
cheating
called.
On your spouse.
This is the show where we talk about the benefits
not cheating on your wife and
not cheating on your wife and what happens to you on the internet if you do. You are burned at the stake, metaphorically, and someday, literally, someday, we will get there. We're coming for you, Jared.
We're coming.
I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I forgot what it was. Thank you. So, between Gen Z and baby boomer humor, which one do you say is better, objectively and in your opinion?
Well, the boomer images. I love making fun of them, and
I know, really but there's we're not talking about making fun of them. For the sake of this, we have to look at it genuinely how it was intended to be looked at, because obviously making fun of those pictures just made me scream.
It's funnier than both of them.
It is so funny to look at them and just talk about who made this. There are only 24 hours in a day, and someone spent at least one putting this together. At least
drawing this thick woman.
And then not even drawing it on the same canvas. She's like clipped from a different image and then put onto there. I don't understand. I don't understand it. But that's not the point.
If you understand Gen Z humor, I think it's objectively better. And even if you don't understand it, it's pretty alright.
Okay. Every time I have showed someone a meme in person, so like one of my, not an online friend, one of my friends that I know in person, every time I have showed them a meme, their response 9 out of 10 times has been, I don't get it. And I'm like, There's nothing to get. What do you want me? You want me to explain it to you? Because I can't.
Do you want me to explain the internet?
So it's like, obviously, not everybody thinks it's funny, but I feel like you have to be in a mindset of like, I'm going to watch something, and it might make no sense. You know?
It's okay if it doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah, but it's not the same as like being random XD.
Yeah.
But like,
because like you have an understanding of it.
It's like random without trying to be random. It's like
it's like happenstance.
It's an odd experience, and because it is so strange, it's like it makes you laugh because you're like, what's happening to me?
Yeah, what else are you to do?
I don't know if I should be afraid or if I should welcome this into my life, so I have a tickle response of just going, haha, okay. Isn't that why people laugh when they're tickled? Yeah. It's because they don't know if they should be scared or not.
Yeah, probably.
I don't. There's a Vsauce video about it. I don't remember.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
I liked those memes a lot. I don't think they're around.
Yeah, those ones are really good. There's one that's really good that's like Vsauce, but it's out of context. And there's one of them that's like, hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Where are your fingers?
I don't know, Michael. Where are they? Michael Macaroni, Slazzo won't follow me, Macaroni. That's not what this podcast is about, though. And it's definitely not about Pearl Jam.
We should just have a podcast where you keep talking about Slazzo and I say nothing.
Okay. I had to weigh the pros and cons, and the pros outweigh the cons. We'll do that.
Let's do that.
Okay. I think it's probably time to wrap this up. We're at a minute, we could probably cut off like 3 minutes off of the beginning because it took me so long to get into it. But we're over an hour, so should we have an outro theme?
Well, I mean, I can make an outro theme, or you can make it. I don't know.
Like we could just do it live. We could do it live.
We're doing it live.
We could do it live. Hey guys, we're doing it live. Have you seen those Vin Diesel live videos?
I have not.
They're really funny. I'll send it to you.
All right, I got a guitar.
Oh, okay. Give me a chord.
Piss. I have the chair bad. Okay.
Why'd you freaking play a 7 chord? Play a better chord.
Hey, it's the end of our show.
Oh.
I don't know if you want more.
16-hour drum solo. Okay, that's the end.
Bye.
Bye.